Life and things are not static. Everything in the universe is in motion, from large to small objects, mind and body, ideas and creativity, cultures and time, art and artist. Diego Rivera was an artist in motion. He geographically traveled to different continents, and his creativity and skills allow him to move from place to place and move to different artistic styles and techniques. His travels to Europe, the US, Russia, and Mexico influenced his own views as artist and his views of the world. His creativity got him started with drawing, then to cubism, and last to large-scale murals. Diego's travel and mind journey allow him to meet people that influence the images depicted in one of his finest, last, and largest mural called The Marriage of the Artistic Expression of the North and of the South on this continent, better known as the Pan American Unity Mural. Throughout the years, the mural kept its alive state. It has been geographically moved 3 times, and it will continue to move in the future. The travel journey of Diego Rivera and the mural awakens the sense of excitement, adventure, development, and exploration. To understand and appreciate the movement of the Pan American Unity Mural, we start with the life and movement of the artist and his art. The journey of the artist began with Diego Rivera's first move from his birthplace to a bigger city when he was only 10. Diego Rivera was born in Guanajuato, Mexico on December 8, 1886. Shortly after the death of his twin brother, his family moved to Mexico City. His passion for art allowed Diego to attend the prestigious San Carlos Academy of Fine Arts in Mexico City, where for 10 years he studied traditional painting and sculpting techniques until he left the school in 1905. 2 years later, after completing his studies, he got a government scholarship to study in Europe. He was only 22 years old. Diego Rivera went to Spain to study with realist painter Eduardo Chicharro at the San Fernando Royal Academy in Madrid. There, he familiarized himself with the works of Spanish masters like Francisco Goya and Diego Velázquez. From Spain, he moved to Paris, where he lived for 9 years, from 1911 to 1920. There, Diego became part of the Parisian art scene, meeting important artists of the day, including Pablo Picasso. While in Paris, he saw influential works by Cubist painters like Henri Matisse, and he studied the paintings of Paul Cézanne. While living in Paris, Diego traveled back and forth from Mexico to Madrid to Paris. When World War I started, he was living in Spain, and there he made works that show his patriotism for France during that difficult time. Like in this picture, he depicts the colors of the French flag. During the years from 1913 to 1917, Diego devoted himself to Cubism. One of his works from this period was the portrait of 2 women, where he painted his first wife of 12 years, Russian-born Angelina Belov. Despite having some success, he was in search of something else, in search of his voice and his personal style. This search and exploration eventually pushed him to abandon completely Cubism in 1918. In May 1920, the Mexican Revolution had ended, and Diego was called to paint in Mexico by the Secretary of Education. Diego agreed, but not before asking for support to travel to Italy before returning to Mexico. For 17 months, Diego traveled through Italy. There he saw Italian masterpieces and Renaissance frescoes, which had a profound impact on him. He got interested in the relationship between painting and architecture. Diego sketched and learned the techniques of application of paint to walls to create textured frescoes. And it was there, in Italy, where he found his artistic truth. After this tour in Italy, in 1921, he returned to Mexico to create his first commissioned mural. Diego decided to paint murals that spoke to the working class, to indigenous people, and accessible to everyone. In a short time, he became one of the most sought-after Mexican muralists who received commission for murals in public buildings in Mexico. Between 1927 and 1928, he traveled to the USSR, and in that trip, he made contacts with young Russian artists who created government-commissioned murals. However, his murals focused more on subjects that promoted revolutionary ideas of independence and freedom, and that celebrated the indigenous cultural heritage of Mexico. The mural movement played an important role in the U.S. after World War II. He traveled to New York, Detroit, and San Francisco. Diego Rivera received an invitation to San Francisco by architect Timothy Flucher to participate in the Art in Action showcase during the 1940 exhibition of the Golden Gate International Exposition to celebrate the completion of the two bridges of the San Francisco Bay. Diego arrived to the city on June 5, 1940, where the Pan America Unity mural was born for City College of San Francisco. In the mural, Diego shows movement all throughout, by displaying past and present, body and machine in action, ideas and imagination transformed into art, film, and literature. The mural is the largest mural Diego painted, standing at 22 feet high and 74 feet wide, and weighs more than 20 tons. The Pan America Unity mural is made of 10 steel frame panels that allowed for individual panels to be moved and to be relocated. It took 4 months to complete the mural. He signed it on November 29, 1940, 2 months after the fair had closed. The extended time was due to Diego deciding to make the mural larger than he had been contracted for. The original contract was for 3 panels, but he extended it to 5 panels. He gave birth to a dynamic mural. The plan was that after the fair ended, the mural was to be moved and placed in the new library at the City College, which Flucher had designed. But the war began, and the construction of the library was put on hold. And years later, Flucher died on November 20, 1946. The first journey of the mural was in 1942, where in Treasure Island it was put in cranes and transported through the bay from Treasure Island to City College of San Francisco. And since there was no library to be placed, it was instead put in storage, and it stayed there for 20 years. The mural's second move was in 1961, when it was removed from storage to be installed at the City College Theater building, now called the Diego Rivera Theater, a place that was built for the mural and where it was for all to see. The mural traveled for a third time when it was moved from City College of San Francisco to the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art, SF-MoMA, in June 28, 2021. It was disassembled and transported piece by piece on a truck in a slow speed motion across the city to the temporary place in the museum at the Robert Family Gallery. In January 2023, the mural will have its fourth travel journey. It will be back to City College of San Francisco, where it was intended to stay. The mural has movement from panel 1 to 5. It has action, continuity, and dynamism, where every panel tells a story of moving time, places, ideas, and actions. The mural is expressing dualities to convey a sense of journey and rhythm. It celebrates ideas, creativity, imagination from the past, present, and future. In panel 1, Diego displays the past, an ancient civilization dedicated to perfection, detail, handmade work, faith, and traditional craftsmanship. In the opposite direction of the mural, in panel 5, Diego paints the future, an industrial modern world where machinery, innovation, science, and man collaborate towards a more productive and efficient modern world. The second panel focuses on the traveling from the past to the present. At the top of the image is the modern city of San Francisco, yet there is also the head of Quetzalcoatl, an ancient Aztec figurehead, where by connecting these two images, he connects the past and the present. In the same panel, Diego shows body in motion, with people looking up to see the diver Helen Kravich as she dives through the air over the San Francisco Bay, where boats and cargo ships are passing under the newly built Bay Bridge. In the same panel, lower level, Diego shows the portraits of the great liberators whose ideas and words encourage unity of their people for freedom and independence. Simón Bolívar, Miguel Hidalgo, José María Morelos, George Washington, Thomas Jefferson, Abraham Lincoln, and John Brown. In the third panel, there is movement from the old to the new by painting half of it with an ancient sculpture and the other half with a modern machine. We also see the dual work of the artistic hand with the image of Dudley Carter, who was a Canadian sculpture artist, alongside a working man and machine in action. In the fourth panel, Diego shows Helen Kravich again diving over the city. In the lower part of the panel, Diego shows the final product of creativity and imagination by painting actors, directors, and cinema. Diego Rivera and the Pan American mural were born to be in motion. The art and the artists have traveled, transformed, and developed to stand the test of time. Through his work, Diego Rivera has presented ideas of change, action, and unity. The Pan American Unity mural is alive. It will continue to physically move, and it will continue to move minds and imagination. Art and artist in motion.